Okay. In the yesterday's class, we had solved a few problems on how to find the primary constants and how to find the gamma, alpha, beta, and z naught. Uh, just cross verify this answer. G plus j omega c, which you had calculated, this power is 10 to the power of minus 4. Okay. When you take this power 10 to the power of minus 4, that too with omega c is equal to this much. Okay. After comparing, the omega c is the second term, j term. So after comparison, you will get this much as omega c. C will be this much, and the tens power is 9 and 4. If you add all together negative power, it becomes 10 to the power of minus 13. Okay. So if that is the case, in the previous session, I think this 10 to the power of minus 3 you had calculated. So it was 10 to the power of somewhere pico. You calculated 14 point something. But tens power is not 10 to the power of minus 11, 10 to the power of minus 13. So if that is the case, you'll get 0.14. If you take 10 to the power of minus 13, okay, not minus 11. Now, in today's session, let us discuss the reflection coefficient and the transmission coefficient. That is your next concept in your syllabus. You can see here, we have covered now the microwave frequencies, devices, systems, equation. Now we are here, reflection and transmission coefficient. Okay. Oh. So in today's class, let us discuss the transmission coefficient and reflection coefficient. Okay, reflection coefficient. Before moving further, in your WhatsApp groups, I had posted one GIF, how a wave is traveling if this is your boundary, some phase. Whenever a wave travels in this form, a sine wave is moving like this. When it hits this particular line, which is a load, some part gets reflected. That GIF, you can see it, it's just I think 3 seconds or 4 seconds GIF. Please go through it. How a reflection is occurring, it is visible clearly in that. Okay. Suppose you have a water pipeline. Okay, assume that I am giving you an analogy for the transmission line. I'm giving you an analogy. Suppose you have a pipe for water flow. Okay, you cannot have a long single pipe throughout your complete house. You should have certain bends, right, joints, so that the pipes can be connected and a water supply is possible. So if suppose this is your one connection and you want to join one more line here, this is the point of connection. Suppose this particular point, okay, this is one waveguide, that is transmission line, analogy to water supply or water pipe. Suppose you take one bigger pipe here. Okay, what will happen? Whatever water is getting supplied here, passing here, when it enters this zone, no doubt some part will enter here. As there is a mismatch here, you can see the sizes, right? You can see the size of the two pipes. The mouths are not perfectly, they are matching. Because of this mismatch, some amount of loss is going to occur. Okay, and similarly, suppose you have a pipe here and you are joining a pipe, something like this, a smaller one. What will happen here? Whatever amount is flowing here, they all probably they will flow with a faster rate. Okay, however, there is again a mismatch here. Okay, so we call a perfectly matching. You should know what do you mean by a perfectly matched load. In case of this water pipe, I have given you this joint example. So in case of transmission lines, we make use of load concept. At the end, we connect the loads, right, through which you extract the output. So whenever you take the transmission lines, okay, This, when they are exactly same, when there is no reflection at this particular point, and the complete whatever wave your the power you are giving, this every amount will be transmitted without any reflection, without any loss. So reflection is nothing but what, when the wave is traveling, some part will get in the reverse direction and some will move. So this reverse direction nothing but loss only. You won't get it at the terminal end. So the whenever you have a perfect junction like this, we call this as perfectly matched condition. However, what example of water flow I have given you here, this first example, there is a mismatch, a bigger and smaller, there is a loss here, and here also there is a mismatch, bigger and smaller, there is a mismatch here. When they are perfectly equal, and the whatever wave is traveling, the complete without any reflection it is transmitted, we call it perfectly matched condition. For a perfectly matched condition, whatever load you connected, I am talking about transmission line load, it should be exactly equal to your characteristic impedance of the transmission line. You know already what is characteristic impedance, Z0. So each transmission line is having its own impedance that is given by Z0 characteristic impedance. Its ideal value is 120 pi, that is 377 ohms. Okay, this is the basics about the reflections. So whenever a wave travels into the transmission line, there will be an incident wave. Okay, from the generator, from the source voltage, you will, or the current, you will supply the input. That is called the incident wave, because we are not now in the circuit theory, wherein in your labs you take V and I simple values. We are now into the space. We are talking in terms of space, bigger terms. Wavelength is comparable with the length of the line, and frequencies are very high, where the transit time effect is very much significant. You cannot avoid it. So under such conditions, you cannot take only V and I, you should take the waves, electromagnetic waves, which are having its own amplitude and the phase. Okay, so incident waves, when you give the voltage source, you will get the incident wave, the input, you give it to the transmission line, and after some amount of time, when it hits the load, uh, because of this, as I said, whether it is matched or mismatched, we will get the reflections, so reflected waves. So two types of waves coming to picture here in case of reflection coefficient and the transmission coefficient. First one is incident wave, the second one is reflected wave. Okay, now with this background, let us define what is reflection coefficient. Reflection coefficient is defined as the ratio of amplitudes of reflected voltage wave to the incident voltage wave. So reflected by incident at the receiving end, it is known as reflection coefficient. We denote it as the symbol tau. Okay, in signals we have used time as a tau in case of convolution. Remember, tau is the reflection coefficient of the transmission line. How you define it? It is the ratio of amplitudes of, I'm talking about the electromagnetic waves. So electromagnetic waves are having both amplitude and the phase. Here I am talking about amplitudes. Amplitude of reflected wave to the incident wave. So how you write in the form of equation, tau is equal to reflected wave at the load end divided by incident wave at the load end. And in the upcoming equation expression solution, we will derive this particular equation. The reflection coefficient tau is equal to ZL minus Z0 by ZL plus Z0. Important equation for from problems point of view. Tau is given by ZL minus Z0 by ZL plus Z0. I told you perfectly matched condition. What will happen if you take ZL is equal to Z0? if both becomes equal, ZL minus ZL or Z0 minus Z0, tau will become 0. So there is no reflection coefficient. There are no reflections. That's what I said. What is the perfectly matched condition in order to have no reflections? That is perfectly matched condition. Your ZL, the load value, should be equal to the characteristic impedance. So whenever you choose your load, it should be equal to the characteristic impedance of the line. Okay, so let us define tau in the form of current also, either voltage or current. Okay, so tau can also be expressed as a ratio of reflected current by the incident current. So either voltages reflected by incident or current reflected by incident, that is equal to tau, and tau is also given by ZL minus Z0 by ZL plus Z0. Okay, so now let us derive this expression, and let us find what is tau is equal to, which you will be using further while solving the problems. We have already seen when we started with the transmission line equation and solution, pair of equations V and I. We have found the solution V and I is equal to, in terms of V plus V minus I plus I minus, right? So already we have solved this. These equations are nothing but the solution of the transmission line equation. You can see there is a gamma here, there is a Z distance, okay, plus and minus, V plus V minus I plus I minus are the constants. Okay, and further what we did, as we have only two equations, there are four unknowns, so we cannot solve these equations to find four unknowns, because अगर दो unknowns हैं तो दो equations काफी हैं. अगर तीन unknowns हैं आपके पास तो you require three equations minimum, and here there are four unknowns, constants are there, V plus V minus I plus I minus. We require actually four equations, but we are having only pair of equations V and I. So what we did, finally we expressed I plus and I minus in the form of V plus and V minus. If you remember, when we did the transmission line equation solution, we got this I equals to, I plus was replaced with V plus by Z0, and I minus was replaced with minus V minus by Z0. There is a negative term here. Okay, so these two are the pair of equations. So what we will do now, in order to find the equation for reflection coefficient, we will do certain modifications in these pair of equations. Okay, let me just to show you which two equations we are going to take. I have written three equations here. Out of three, this is the first equation which we are going to take, and second, we don't take this. Let us take this equation. Okay, these pair of equations we will take into consideration. Now observe what changes have been made in these two terms. There is a V plus term, there is a V plus term, there is an exponential term, power is gamma. Instead of Z, I have taken L. So what is L? L is the length of your transmission line. So for overall transmission line, for a microwave transmission line of length L, terminated in the load impedance ZL, we can simply modify the first transmission line equation for V like this. Okay, in this way we can write the equation. Okay, so first equation we have modified, wherein Z is replaced with L. Now the second equation, again everything is same, only the power where Z is changed with L. The length of the line is changed now, Z to L. Now what we will do, let us take the ratio of voltage to current at the load end, that is V by I. You know this, what is R is equal to V by I, right? From this law, Ohm's law, you know, V equal to IR. So R is V by I. So R is nothing but your at load end, it will become ZL. ZL is equal to V by I. So let us take these two, whatever equations we have, the modified equations, those two ratio. This is your first equation for V. This is your second equation for I. So let us take the ratio of equation 1 by 2. ZL is equal to, I am changing this V to VL just to differentiate. This is for the at the load end. Okay. So VL divided by IL. This first equation, let me write it as it is. V plus e raised to gamma L plus V minus e raised to gamma minus gamma L. And the first term in the second equation, denominator V plus by Z naught e raised to gamma L minus, there is a negative sign here, V minus divided by Z naught e raised to minus gamma L. In the next step, what I have done, further simple mathematics, you need to just modify a little, you need to do some manipulation. That's it. Take the denominator LCM here. Denominator I'm talking about. Okay, this is your main denominator. So here if you take the LCM, that is Z naught, V plus e raised to gamma L I have written, minus e raised to V minus e raised to minus gamma L. And divided by Z naught, it is the denominator of the denominator, it comes to the numerator in the next step. So it is something like this. Z naught into this much. This Z naught I have taken to the LHS divided by Z naught. Okay, so no need to write this. It is already covered here in the denominator. So numerator, two terms I have written. Denominator, two terms I have written. In the numerator, you have a plus sign. In the denominator, you have a negative sign. Okay, so after this is important one. How will you further solve this? In order to get the ratio, you might be knowing in mathematics, you use this by componendo and dividendo rule. So what is that rule? Let me just to show you. Here it is. This is the rule. If you have a ratio A by B, which is equal to C by D, how can you make use of this componendo and dividendo rule is A by B. Okay, numerator by denominator is equal to A numerator minus denominator divided by numerator plus denominator, A plus B by A minus B. Okay, you can even give the numbers 1 by 2. If you have, you can take 1 minus 2 by 1 plus 2. Okay, something like this. So whatever numerator you have, numerator will be the first term. In the numerator, negative term will come and the second term. And denominator, first term, second, the plus sign will come with the second term. Similarly, RHS also, C by D is C minus D by C plus D. So this is componendo and dividendo rule. So by making use of this rule, let us further continue the solution of the equation so that we can arrive at the reflection coefficient equation. So if I use the componendo and dividendo rule for this particular LHS, what it will be? Numerator is ZL. So first term I have written ZL. First term I have written ZL. Denominator is Z naught. So there is a negative term minus second term. And ZL first term plus denominator, that is Z naught. So ZL minus Z naught by ZL plus Z naught is equal to, here it is important to make use of the componendo and dividendo rule for RHS. Remember, this complete, whatever we have written here, not Z naught is not there, this complete V plus and V minus, this is one term. So that one term I have written here, V plus and V minus, first term. And what is denominator? There is a negative sign and this is your denominator. Okay, actually there is a negative term here. So you can just take negative. In the next step, minus into minus will become plus. So I have not written intermediate step. Directly I have applied this negative sign. Okay, you can just use one step and then further solution you can do it. And denominator also, numerator I have written as it is, V plus plus V minus, and there is a positive term, here minus, here plus, componendo and dividendo rule, and whatever denominator you have, that denominator adds it. So only in the numerator this sign change will come because minus of the bracket, so this term will become plus. Okay, in the next step please solve it, you will get this. Now some terms gets cancelled, v plus term gets cancelled, v minus will be added. In the denominator, v minus term gets cancelled, v plus terms get added. So v minus two times. So 2 times v minus. This is actually equal to 2 times v minus e raised to minus gamma L, numerator, divided by denominator is v plus e raised to gamma L. So this 2 gets cancelled. You will be left with v minus e raised to minus gamma L divided by v plus e raised to gamma L. So further you can't do anything with this. This itself is equal to tau, and tau is equal to ZL minus Z naught by ZL plus Z naught. So that's what I had written when we started this concept. ZL minus Z naught by ZL plus Z naught, equation for tau. Okay, so we have achieved, we have got this equation for reflection coefficient. Tau is tau L. I have written L just to indicate the load end, considering the terminal load. Okay, hope you understood this. Any difficulty in this, please you can ask me. And you can further this tau L, when we are talking about the reflection coefficient, we are talking in terms of waves. So electromagnetic waves, they are having their amplitude and the phase. So likewise, because of this, so your if you see tau, it is having a ZL and Z naught. Okay, so ZL is the load impedance, and load impedance is a complex quantity. Even it will be having its own real part and imaginary part. Because of that, tau L, when you get this in rectangular form, you'll get. You can convert that rectangular to polar form as magnitude and phase. Okay, you will understand this better when we solve the problems. So let us now discuss about the transmission coefficient. Till now we discussed about the reflection coefficient. Now we are moving to transmission coefficient. It is just the reverse. That is, in reflection coefficient, we took the ratio of reflected wave by incident wave. If you see here, when we have written the equation form of tau, we have written here tau is equal to reflected wave divided by incident wave. So for transmission coefficient, just exchange the numerator and denominator. Incident by reflected. The transmission coefficient is defined as the ratio of incident, that is transmitted wave. Okay, transmitted wave to the transmitted wave to the, not reflected, incident wave. Okay, there is a difference here. What I told you here is a reflection. Here you will understand, whenever at the load, at some point at the load end, the power or the wave gets incident, whatever incident will totally never be transmitted. It will, some part will be reflected. जितना इंसिडेंट होगा उसमें से थोड़ा पार्ट रिफ्लेक्ट होगा, थोड़ा ट्रांसमिट होगा. So I am talking about the transmitted value, not the reflected. But the reflection coefficient will give you the amount of reflected by incident wave. That is the ratio of only one side. जितना incident किए कितना reflect हुआ. That's it. But this transmission coefficient will give you the ratio of how much amount of power is transmitted, total overall कितना आया, like आपके marks. Okay, ओवरऑल कितना आया एंड कितना रिफ्लेक्ट हुआ वो कंसिडर नहीं होगा, कितना इंसिडेंट था. दिस इज जस्ट लाइक योर मार्क्स. से 600 6 सब्जेक्ट्स हैं, 600 मार्क्स को आपको कितना मिला. तो ट्रांसमिटेड इज 500, टोटल आया आउट ऑफ 600. okay, it is like that. okay, remember reflection coefficient will have the reflected wave into account, and that is in the numerator. But in case of transmission coefficient, instead of reflected, incident wave will come into picture, not the reflected. I'm sorry. That is the definition. How you denote transmission coefficient is, it is capital T. For reflection coefficient, we have used the symbol tau, and for transmission coefficient T. Don't get confused. Okay, T and tau, don't get confused. Now we need to get the expression for this. I have written here, there is in the form of a ratio. If you are taking voltage, transmitted voltage, total आपके कितने मार्क्स आए, out of कितने subjects appear किए, incident. VINC indicates incident, TR indicates transmitted, either V or I. Okay, now suppose you're having, in terms of powers I'm talking, PINC is the incident power, PTR is the transmitted power, PREF is the reflected power, not reference, reflected power. Okay, if these are the notations used, if we use if we make use of this particular circuit, observe the circuit. You have here, there is a generator source. Okay, so power is incident at the load. This is the node. Okay, at this point, what is happening? Some part of the power is transmitted and some gets reflected. So this is the point where there is a split. Okay, there is a split of the power. Some gets reflected, some gets transmitted. So according to this, the power incident is equal to sum of power reflected and power transmitted. It is like अगर आपको 500 marks मिले हैं out of 600, तो कितना ट्रांसमिट हुआ, कितने आपको मार्क्स मिले और कितने रह गए रिफ्लेक्शन. Even compare in this way. This is in your ITC efficiency. This is redundancy. In that sense, you can compare. Okay, so if you understand this particular circuit, it is easy for you to get the equation for capital T. Okay, this is the load ZL, VL is the voltage at the ZL at the load. Okay, and IL is the current at the load. So if this is the circuit which we consider, for this, let us derive the expression. Before moving for that T, we already have derived this tau L, the reflection coefficient, which is given by this. We have derived just now, and which is in turn given by V minus divided by V plus, reflected by incident. Okay, we can readjust this. How we can do this? V minus is equal to, take this denominator to this, multiply it with this, you will get V minus is equal to V plus times this bracket. Hope you are understanding. Whatever denominator term is there, I have just moved it to the RHS. This readjustment is required for us. I will tell you why it is required later. Okay, now for time being, star equation is important to you. By making use of reflection coefficient equation, you have modified the equation, and for V minus whatever value is there, you have expressed that in terms of V plus. Remember this. This is the star equation. We will use that later. Now, we have already seen transmission line equation solution V and I, out of which we are now interested in voltages. V is equal to, what was the equation? V plus e raised to gamma z plus V minus e raised to minus gamma z. This was the equation. For transmission line, this reflection and transmission coefficient, we are replacing Z by L. Okay, so I have written that equation here. You can see V plus e raised to gamma L plus V minus e raised to minus gamma L is equal to, if I am considering the traveling wave, that is how much transmitted wave we have, final आपके जितने marks मिले हैं, I am talking about this particular traveling wave. Okay, so how much amount we have received, the load has received at the load end, because we are interested in the load end. So I'm replacing this V by VTR. Okay, VTR. And why this exponential term again? Because voltage is having both amplitude, because we are probably talking in terms of what, the electromagnetic waves, which is having its own this thing, amplitude and the phase. So let me take it as VTR as the amplitude and e raised to gamma L as the phase. Okay, incident, reflected, transmitted, three terms are there. Okay, now here some readjustments are there. If you observe this above equation, which I have put in this box, you have coefficient V plus, and V minus. So there is a V minus here. We can replace this V minus by V plus by making use of this star equation, because star equation में क्या हुआ था, V minus was expressed in terms of V plus. So let us replace this. Now we are going to use the star